Two black veterans just wanted a quiet breakfast, but what they got instead was a lesson a deputy won't soon forget. Millie's Diner, a modest spot right off Highway 41 in Clarksville, Tennessee, nothing fancy. Just that kind of place where the coffee's strong, the booths are patched up with duct tape, and the regulars are family. The smell of bacon and burnt toast hangs heavy, and behind the counter, Jolene hums as she refills the sugar jars, her presence as familiar as the worn tables. Darnell Hughes, a tall, steady man with a Desert Storm veteran cap and a limp from his last tour, pushes open the door just after 9 a.m. He carries the kind of calm you only get from surviving too much to sweat the small stuff. Waiting in the corner booth is Andre Wallace, his old Marine medic buddy, wiry and quick-witted as ever, already sipping black coffee and scrolling through pictures of his grandson. "Thought you were going to stand me up," Andre says without looking up. Darnell slides into the booth with a grin. "Man, you know me, I don't move fast unless someone's shooting." They laugh, that kind of deep, genuine laugh born from battles fought and memories shared, and finally, they get to savor a slow morning. They talk about kids, aging knees, VA appointments, and that time in Baghdad when Andre stitched up a guy with floss and a prayer. "You remember Lieutenant Frey's face when you poured whiskey on the wound like it was peroxide?" Darnell asks, almost choking on his biscuit. Andre just shakes his head. "Man, looked like I slapped his mama." No one's trying to boast. No one's chasing glory, just two men who've seen too much finally catching a breath. Then the bell above the door jingles again. In walks Deputy Kyle Renshaw, late 30s, broad build, eyes scanning the room without a hint of warmth. No greetings, no "how you doing?" Just a cold, straight walk to their booth, eyes narrowed, hand hovering casually near his belt. Jolene watches him, uneasy. Andre whispers, "You know this guy?" Darnell shakes his head. "Never seen him before." Renshaw clears his throat. "You gentlemen got IDs on you?" No explanation, no hello, just suspicion hanging thick in the air. "IDs. Andre blinks." "Yeah, I got a call about two suspicious men loitering outside the diner. Need to confirm who you are." Darnell keeps his tone calm. "We've been sitting here eating breakfast. What's the problem?" The deputy ignores the question, hand inching closer to his radio. Jolene steps in, voice low but firm. "Deputy, they're regulars. Been coming here for years." Renshaw doesn't even glance her way. Andre leans back, crossing his arms. "We didn't do anything. You sure you're in the right place?" The diner falls silent, tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Other customers watch, some curious, some quietly ashamed. One older man even stands, walking over. "These fellas bothering you?" he asks Renshaw, disbelief dripping from his voice. "They're not bothering anyone." Jolene's voice sharp. "They're customers, they're vets. You're the only one causing a stir here, officer." Renshaw straightens. "Ma'am, please stay out of this." Darnell slowly pulls out his military ID, placing it on the table. Andre follows. "Here's mine, since that's apparently suspicious now." Renshaw stares, then mutters, "I'll need to call this in." Andre exhales, "Call whoever you want. We're not going anywhere." Just then, a voice cuts through from the doorway. Lieutenant Charles Drury, senior officer on duty, mid-60s, tired eyes, but commanding presence. "Stand down," he says firmly, walking over. Drury's seen enough. He explains someone called from a block number, reporting two black men standing outside, looking at a place, no weapons, no threats. He looks at Darnell and Andre with respect. "I'm sorry." Andre leans back, a wry smile. "Guess we weren't invisible after all." Drury nods. "I remember you both from the Memorial Day event. You read the names last year." They nod back, solemn. But Andre isn't done. "Deputy, Tennessee Code, says I can't be forced to show ID unless suspected of a specific offense. You never named one. We're eating eggs, not robbing the place." Renshaw looks to Drury for backup, but finds none. Drury turns to Jolene. "Did they cause any problem before I arrived?" Jolene smiles. "Only problem is they're running low on coffee." The hiss of the coffee pot and clink of ceramic break the silence. Bianca Ramirez, a young woman visiting town, had been recording TikToks earlier, but now quietly captures the scene on her phone, the deputy's tense posture, Darnell's steady calm, Andre's frustration flickering in his eyes. Comments flood in online. Why is the cop shaking vets? They deserve better. Bianca and Andre exchange a glance, silent solidarity in a world of scrolling thumbs. Darnell's voice, gravelly and steady, cuts through. Deputy, I was born 20 miles from here, bled in Fallujah, came home and built roofs on the houses you drive past every day. The only thing out of place is how you're treating us. Renshaw's face reddens. I'm following procedure. Drury steps closer. Procedure says discretion matters. You've bypassed the owner, skipped witnesses, singled out 2 men without probable cause. That invites civil action. The room settles. Even the kitchen stops. An elderly couple nearby nods in agreement. Mister. Ferguson clears his throat. My boy's in the Army Reserve. These fellas were the same cap he does. Seems wrong to treat them like pickpockets. Drury nods. Thank you, sir. Andre exhales and looks around. This isn't just about us, it's about any kid who sees a badge and fears it'll see him as a threat because of his skin. We're grown men. We can handle it. What about the next kid when no one's recording? Bianca's live stream chat explodes with hearts and praise. The community waking up through the screen. Renshaw shifts uncomfortably, breaking eye contact. Maybe I misread the situation. Darnell's voice low and cutting. We didn't ask questions. You came in like we were already guilty. That's not misreading, that's assumption. Drury places a hand on Renshaw's shoulder, guiding him outside. Bianca's phone catches Drury saying, You need to rethink how you approach calls like this. One lawsuit can ruin your career faster than a promotion ever builds it. Back inside, the tension loosens. Andre laughs softly. Man, every few months, same script, different stage. Darnell half smiles. At least this time we got coffee refills. Bianca offers to cut her live stream, but Andre shakes his head. Keep rolling. Sunlight's the best disinfectant. Jolene brings cinnamon rolls, free of charge. Lieutenant will sort that rookie out, she says. Outside, Renshaw paces near his cruiser, Drury speaking to him like an older brother, giving hard advice. Life hums on outside. Millie's indifferent to the drama inside. Andre pulls out his phone. Think we should call the paper before this spins? Darnell shrugs. Let's see what Drury does. The man's got sense. Maybe we save everyone the circus. Bianca nods. Folks online want to donate legal fund, breakfast fund. Darnell smiles faintly. Tell them we appreciate the love, but we didn't ask for money. We asked for respect. The hours roll on. The news spreads. Sheriff Nolan Keene, a weathered man who prefers cowboy boots over dress shoes, steps into Millie's, calm, but carrying the weight of the situation. I watched the footage. What happened shouldn't have happened, he says, acknowledging the discrepancies in Renshaw's report, placing the deputy on administrative leave, and promising a thorough review not just of one man, but of the system. Andre meets the sheriff's gaze. That's the first thing that sounds like progress. Keene invites both men to help change the department, to speak to the academy, write policy, be the voices they need. Andre chuckles dryly. Didn't expect a job, offer over breakfast. Keene smiles. You've earned it. Outside, a crowd gathers, some supportive, others skeptical, signs raised with phrases like respect veterans and accountability now. Inside, the diner hums with quiet hope. Eldon Price, a Korean War vet known for his silence, walks over, places a worn military patch on the table, simply saying, You all earned that breakfast and a hell of a lot more. No fanfare, just respect. The scene ripples outward. Handshakes, quiet thank yous, offers to cover future meals, and a video views soaring into the hundreds of thousands. Bianca's live stream explodes, local news picks it up, and suddenly, the story isn't just about 2 veterans, it's a community reckoning. As the day winds down, the men stand outside Millie's, watching a kid ride by on a bike. Andre waves. The boy waves back, curious, not scared. You think he'll remember this? Andre asks. Darnell nods. If his parents talk to him about it, he will. If they pretend it's nothing, he won't. Andre sighs. That's what I'm afraid of. Darnell shrugs. Why didn't you just hand over your ID? Andre looks him in the eye. Because I'm tired of playing small to make others comfortable. I serve this country with both hands and one good knee. And I'm not going to act like I owe anyone proof of my humanity. Darnell places a hand on his shoulder. That's why I didn't stop you. They share a quiet understanding, the slow chip away of prejudice, piece by piece. But when met with calm, with facts, with dignity, it builds something else. Respect. Not the kind that comes from badges, but the kind that comes from how you treat people, even those who owe you nothing. Inside Millie's, the day ends with simple truths shared quietly between two old friends who survived more than most could imagine, only to be questioned for daring to eat breakfast in peace. And as they head to their cars, Darnell looks over and says to anyone watching, don't let silence do your speaking for you. Learn your rights, stand your ground, stay calm, and never forget your story has power. Andre looks ahead. Even if it starts over eggs and coffee, if this story moved you, share it, speak up, keep the conversation going. Because sometimes the smallest moments, a plate of eggs, a pair of IDs, a shared cinnamon roll, become the sparks that start a wildfire of change. So tell me, what would you do if you were in their shoes? And how far do you think this community can really go? Let's talk about it.